Hello, I'm Cyrus Sagari with jetAVIVA, and I'd like to take you along for another fantastic aircraft review of the Phenom 100.
Information, Charlie, ready for taxi.
Okay, well, Chalks, check brakes. My brakes are good. You want to check yours?
Taxi Alpha Charlie. Alpha and Charlie to 16 right, citation 3 Kilo Golf. Hey, you got flight controls?
Yeah, I have flight controls. So the Phenom 100 is got a pretty unique brake system where it's brake by wire. There are no hydraulic lines going from the brakes to from the brake pedals to the brakes themselves. So when you push on the pedals, you're actually moving a little potentiometer that sends a signal to the brake computer, and then the brake computer does all of its fancy math to figure out how much pressure to put on the calipers, and also manages the anti-skid system. So it'll allow you to stop really quickly when you get on the runway, and allow you to be nice and safe, not worry about blowing up tires. Ropes are on, pitot heat is on, landing lights are on, ignition's on, transponder is good, and below the line items are good. Takeoff heading. All right, let's go flying.
Citation 3 Kilo Golf, contact SoCal departure.
Okay, thrust is stable.
463 Kilo Golf.
We got ATR is armed. It is alive. There's 70 knots, and that's cross check 1, 2, 3 times. And V1, rotate. Positive rate, landing gear is coming up. Nice little wind and bump here out of Van Nuys today. And landed gear is up and indicating up. And we're 400 feet AGL. Flaps are coming up.
0, Foxtrot, contact SoCal departure 134.2.
Go departure 134.2, Phenom 100, Foxtrot, see you.
Wind 270 at 11.
There's a nice little button here that says System. And you hit System, it brings up a whole set of options of different system synoptics that we can use to see what the systems are doing. So we have our status page, which is our first page. It shows hydraulic pressure, oxygen, the emergency brake accumulator pressure, some other good flight information. We have then our ECS system, which is our environmental control system. So it shows temperature for the heat exchangers, temperature for the cabin, and the cockpit. And what's nice is this is an actual air conditioning system. You just set it and forget it. We set 19 degrees, it's going to modulate temperature to get right to 19 degrees, and that's both for the front of the airplane and the back of the airplane. So a lot of good information here if we have to do any diagnostics. Our electrical system. Just hit the electrical system, we have all the information we want to know in terms of the status of our generators, status of our batteries, and the status of the different bus ties that we have on the Phenom 100. On the fuel page, we have fuel in each tank, the fuel used, and the total fuel, and the status of the fuel pumps and the shell-off valves as necessary. And lastly, we have the ice protection. Phenom 100 has pneumatic boots for the wing and the tail, and a hot lip for the engine, and electrically heated windshield. And that's all controlled by this panel over here. So it's all in one place, not very complicated, very easy to get to. And makes it really simple for troubleshooting and understand where your systems are. But most of them are pretty automated. There's not a lot of work to be done on the MFD. Okay, let's talk about the pressurization system over here. It's pretty automatic. There's not much to do. We leave it in auto mode. We have a switch that's leaving both. That's getting power from both engines. And by setting the LFE in the system here, which right now is set to we need to set that for our destination right now. So let's go flight plan and turn this out. System, LFE, 800 feet for Van Nuys. So the pressurization system is all good to go. Air conditioning, we have just a couple fans. We leave it in auto mode and the temperature sensors, and that's really pretty much it. Over here in this panel, we have the fire extinguisher. If we do have a fire light, pull the power back and then hit the bottle as necessary. The run stop switches, we just leave where they're at, where they need to be. Auto ignition, we leave the ignition in the auto position. And then the trims, again, unless you have an emergency, you really don't need to use back prep. Okay, got 3 green. And speed checks.
Hang on, Justin. It's be a little bumpy.
3-4 right at Gulf and ground point 7 other side 762.
All right, gear down, flaps are moving.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of jetAVIVA's aircraft review of the Phenom 100. If you have any questions about the Phenom 100, give us a call. We like talking about these things as much as we do flying them.